Alright guys, welcome back to the shop. And I wasn't going to film any of this, but I run into some issues doing the passenger side front. Getting the hub off, I had some problems with the nuts. This is the adjusting nut, this is the lock nut. I was able to get the lock nut off without too much difficulty. But I ended up, couldn't get this nut, adjusting nut was on so tight, I ended up running my socket on it. And the socket that I thought would fit, which was this one, as you can see, it doesn't even come close to fitting. Alright, so I ended up having to go buy a new socket. This is a Performance Tool W1271. And this is the correct socket for this nut. And once I bought it and put it on here, I was able to finally get it off with a pull handle. And what I found on the spindle after I cleaned it up, I found some damaged threads right here. The threads have just been smashed. Pretty much flattened all the way from here to here. So this spindle is no good. So I'm going to have to go out to the parts axle and pull the hub and spindle off of it. And hopefully it will be a good one. Because these spindles are, you can still get them, but they're not cheap. So that's what I got to do with it. So I didn't film any of that, but it took me, it was over the period of 2 days. I had to go get a new socket the next day and get it off. But I have, I did sandblast the back plate, and I also have it primed. I'm going to paint it one side of it today. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow we're leaving to go to Tennessee to my stepson's graduation. Is Saturday. He's going to finally graduate, so we're going to be up there. So it's probably going to be sometime Sunday or Monday before I get around to actually reassembling this thing. But anyway, I'm going to ride here. We'll grab the spindle off the other one, and hopefully we won't have no issue getting it off. And then we'll see if it's any good. Alright guys, the spindle on the right is the one I just took off the parts axle. Now it ain't perfect by no means. But amazingly, this thing, the nuts came off no problem. Looked like the bearings hadn't been long since they'd been repacked. But nobody serviced the spindle, and this bearing that was in here was dry as a bone, and it wouldn't have lasted very long if it had been used. So the threads are good. The bearing surfaces could be a little better. I wish they could polish them a little bit. They're not bad. They're not terrible, but they do have just a tiny bit of pitting, especially this one back here. The surfaces on this one look a whole lot better. Of course, the threads are messed up on this one, so that cannot be used. Now, one thing I did notice was the parts axle did not have this spacer on it. I don't know what this spacer's for, but you can see I damaged it pretty good taking it off. This one came off, I just barely nicked it right here with a screwdriver, and it broke free. So anyway, these are, I'm going to test this. This was a nut that came off of here, just to see if it'll thread. If it won't, we'll use the one that took off here. Yeah, I think this nut's messed up. So I'll go get the nuts that came off of here. We'll just trash these right here, and we'll use this spindle and its nuts, because I know they came off no problem. Just took my socket. So anyway guys, I'll keep you updated on how this project's going. Like I said, it ain't gonna be done today, but we'll get the spindle bearing in, and hopefully by the time we go home here after just probably 30 minutes from now, I'll be able to flip that back plate over and hit the other side. But I ain't gonna be able to do nothing with it for the next couple of days, so it ain't really that big a deal if I don't. So until then guys, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe if you haven't.